Dad, did you finish work? I was going to make some omelet for dinner, but we're out of ketchup. Yeah, I was just about to leave. I forgot I had a committee meeting, so I have to work on a few things and then I'll be home. Would it be okay to have dinner after that? Sure, you want me to cook? No, I'll cook, it's okay. I want to make omelet. I don't have school tomorrow, so it's no problem. Can you pick up ketchup on your way home? Of course I can, but is my cooking that bad? Well, the last time you made omelet, it turned out to be a poached egg, right? Right. Oh, by the way, there's the movie you've been wanted to see on TV tonight. Oh, the one I have been dying to see? Let's finish everything and watch it together before we go to bed. I'll make sure I'll record it just in case.
Hey Sean, remember me? You didn't block me, did you? Are you getting this?
What? Who is this?
Have you forgotten already? That's cold. But I understand since I haven't seen you for 7 years. This is your mother.
You're kidding, right? There's no way she'd contact me now. Are you really my mother?
I tried calling home, but there was no answer. I remembered I had your old cell phone from elementary school. So I just looked at the phone book to get your contact. I hope Heather is doing well too.
You've got to be kidding me. What do you want now?
What? Is it so weird for a mother to worry about her son and daughter? She was 3 years old when I left, right? She wasn't even talking yet. But she has grown, hasn't she? I mean, she was more like Daddy, but she must look like me by now, doesn't she?
Seriously, you've got to be kidding me. Do you have any idea how we felt when you saw you left?
What? Well, it's true that it was a hassle to leave when your dad was around, so I left when he was at work. And you were in elementary school, and I only said bye-bye to you.
You're still with that guy from back then, aren't you? You're not my mother. You should be ashamed of yourself for leaving us like that. You are a disgrace to this family. Don't contact me. I don't have time for you.
I know you're busy right now. Your father had an accident and went to heaven.
What?
It's sad, isn't it? But you know what? Someday we'll all go to heaven, and you will have eternal rest. That's why there's nothing to be sad about.
I didn't know you had that kind of faith. And yet you had an affair.
I heard through a friend that the funeral is the day after tomorrow, so I texted you. I thought I'd go to the funeral. It's too much for just you and Heather to take care of the funeral, right?
Are you kidding me? Don't come. I don't need your help. I'll take care of everything.
Really? I thought I'd be nice to you. And you're turning down my generous offer. What a sad little boy you've grown up to be. I wonder how he raised you. You're my son, so you should act like it.
Seriously, you're a joke. You've done nothing for us your whole life. And you're gonna talk bad things about my dad? What kind of nerve do you have?
Well, then good luck with the funeral. I'm going to the funeral anyway. I have to go get my money and my inheritance.
Huh? What's that? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the inheritance from your father. And the title to the land and house where you live now. I'm supposed to get it when he's gone.
What? You're going to get it?
That's right. Your father promised me. He promised me that if he goes to heaven first, I will get the house and all the money. That's why I'm going to get it just like he promised. I'm going to get all of his inheritance. So after the funeral, the house will be mine too. I'll move in with my new husband. You guys have to leave.
Huh? What do you mean we have to leave?
Isn't it obvious? My husband doesn't want me to live with my ex-husband's children. I'm already divorced, so I'm not obligated to support you. I have no choice but to ask you to leave.
No, seriously. Don't be silly. You left 7 years ago and now you want us to leave? And you're going to get all the inheritance?
That's the way it is. The distribution of inheritance is governed by the will of your father. I don't care what you say. He said he's going to give it all to me. The money, the house, everything. If you want to hate me, hate your dad who said he'd give it all to me.
Hey, wait a minute. I don't care about me, but Heather is only 9 years old. If we both get kicked out, what are we going to do? Where are we going to live?
I don't care anything about that. I don't have custody of you. I don't have any obligation to take care of you. Why don't you just go to an institution or something?
You've got to be kidding. How little sense of responsibility do you have? Why did you even give birth to us?
Because your daddy wanted to have children, that's all. Now pack your things so you can leave as soon as the funeral's over. Make sure you pack your things well. Bye-bye, handsome.
Sorry to contact you at this late hour of the night. If this is Sean's account, I have something important to tell you, and I need you to reply. I know your father, and I am sending you a picture as proof. Who is this? This picture is from my elementary school graduation, right? I'm tired today. I don't want any more trouble. Hold on a second, will you? My name is Nathan. I'm your grandfather. My grandfather? You mean my father's father? Yes, that's right. Nice to talk to you, Sean. I'm so sorry for your loss. I didn't get a chance to contact you until this happened. Your father gave me your contact some time ago, but I couldn't text you. And I ended up leaving it until now. No, wait a minute. I don't like it when you suddenly text me like this. Seriously, you're my grandfather? I was told that neither of my parents have any relatives. That's right. You're right to be skeptical. I've never met you since you were born. I opposed your parents' marriage. After a big fight with your father, I sort of kicked him out of my family. We've been almost completely separated. I didn't know that. When you were born, he contacted me with pictures, but I didn't return his calls. But he still contacted me regularly, but I never returned them. He was always seemed to be fine, so I just assumed it would happen eventually. I'm ashamed to admit that I just found out today that he was even divorced. I'm really sorry I couldn't help you at a critical time. No, that's okay. It's not your fault that they're divorced. Don't worry about it. Besides, the three of us were always laughing and having a good time, so... Thank you for saying that, Sean. So, I was wondering if we could talk about the future. Will you make me your guardian? What? Since your father is gone and you are still underage, you'll have a hard time living and go to school without a guardian. I think it would be better if I could stay as close to your life as possible. Because as it is, and even if you have a house, it would be difficult to live just you and Heather. Well, it's true that I was wondering what I would do. Right? Children can't just live on your own. I was wondering if you would be willing to let me and my wife to be your guardians. You know, in situations where you need a guardian or a guarantor and of course financial assistance. What? Are you sure? Of course. I want to help you because I couldn't do anything for you until now. This is my own atonement, and I'd be very grateful if you guys would let us. We're willing to do whatever it helps. Well, thank you, but is it possible for Heather to live at your house? And if possible, I'd like you to be my guarantor to rent an apartment. What? What do you mean? What about the house you live in now? You probably don't have to pay the mortgage, right? You don't have to leave your house. Actually, I got a text from my mom today. Apparently, Dad promised her that she'd get his inheritance when he's gone. So she told me and Heather to move out of the house. Are you serious? She said she's going to live with her new husband. She said we should go to an institution or something. I honestly don't know what to do. That woman is still a jerk, even at her age. Oh, I'm sorry. She's your mother. No, I'm afraid that's exactly what I think about her, too. She should be ashamed of herself to send her own children away. She's not even entitled to get your father's inheritance. I looked it up on the internet, and it seems like she's not entitled to it, right? Right, she's not. She seems so sure of herself. So, if I could rely on you, I want to ask you to take care of Heather. I'll drop out of high school, rent an apartment and work, and I want Heather to go to college. You don't have to, don't worry. You guys don't have to be separated, and you don't have to quit school. Really? I really don't want to be apart from Heather either. I was fed up with school every day, but it makes me sad if I think about I have to drop out, and I wouldn't be able to see my friends anymore. I understand your feelings. I've already caused your father a lot of pain by kicking him out, and I can't forgive her for saying such unbelievable things. I'll take care of everything. Don't worry about anything. You did your best. Thanks, Grandpa. I'll make sure I keep you both together. That's the only way I can be forgiven by my son and myself.
Hey, I'll be there around 1 p.m. today. Have you made arrangements to move out, or do you live there? I thought you'd call me, but you didn't. I dare you to do it yourself, but you're just a kid after all. Hey, are you ignoring me? Are you trying to go against me? Poor little child. Hey, let me in the house. How long are you going to ignore me? Don't you want to know when the moving date is due? Or are you already gone?
Hello, Amanda. I'm the one who put someone in front of the entrance, not let you through. You're nothing but a thief.
Huh? What are you talking about? I mean, you're not Sean, are you? Who are you?
It's been a long time. I wish I'd worked harder to stop you and my son from getting married. I'm Nathan, Rick's father. Do you remember me?
Huh? Don't tell me you're that hard-headed guy. That's Sean's cell phone, isn't it? Why do you have it? You're the one who screwed up my plan, remember? How could I forget?
I have Sean's phone on me right now. I'll answer it for you. It's the security guard at the door. He's from the company I'm the chairman of, and he's here to help us. It seems some shameless person is trying to deceive my grandson.
Huh? It's none of your business. This is about me and my children. Can you just not get involved in this?
Of course it's my business. He's my grandson. You're trying to deceive him and get the money and the house. What kind of nerve do you have?
Huh? I didn't deceive him. It's just that the wife gets her husband's inheritance. What's wrong with that?
You're already divorced.
I'm just asking to get the present Rick promised to give me long time ago.
What right do you have as a non-spouse? Unless there is a will, only Sean and Heather can inherit. You, the ex-wife, have no right. Why don't you go ask your lawyer?
Oh my God! Rick promised me to give me everything. That's a fine will, isn't it? The house and the inheritance are mine. When we got married in the first place, you were against it, and you wouldn't allow us to get married. That's why we're in this mess.
Huh?
I wouldn't have run off with another man if he was the heir to a big company. Well, I didn't think it was a good idea to marry him either, but he was going to be the next president of a big company. But he had to give up to be the next president. I guess he thought he was attractive without it.
Enough. You are definitely not going to get his inheritance, not even a penny.
I told you I have my right. Give it to me already.
Then show me proof that he promised you that.
What?
The will, the letters, the voice recorder. Show them if you have them.
What? No, that was in a love letter. He wrote that he would give me anything if I go out with him before Christmas. Now the whole inheritance is mine. This house will be mine and my young husband's. Well, the letter was so gross, so I tore it up and threw it away.
Oh, so you're going to keep it all to yourself because he promised, without the letter? Can you say the same thing in court?
What?
Well, if you don't change your mind, we'll have no choice but to file a claim for reduction of the estate and go to court. I have no proof, but I made a verbal promise before the divorce that I would get my inheritance. So I'm going to keep my inheritance and my house to myself, and I'm going to kick my kids out of here. That's what you're going to say in front of the judge. I have a lot of contacts with lawyers.
You're going to court? How far are you going to get involved in this? I told you not to get involved.
I'm Sean and Heather's grandfather, so I'm not a stranger. You're the one who divorced Rick and gave up custody, so you're a stranger. If you insist any longer, I'll sue you. It's better for you to run away while you can.
No, I don't want to hear that nonsense. We are going to stay in this house. We've already sold our old house, too. My stuff is in storage. I'm in a hotel. I quit my job because of my inheritance. I've spent almost all of my money. I can't go home even if you ask me to.
It doesn't matter what I say. I'm sure you'll find a way to survive.
Well, can't you at least pay for the move and the first month's rent? You have money, don't you?
Don't talk to me like that. You're making me sick. You really are an insane woman. We are all busy with the funeral today. I'd like to send him away peacefully. We can't afford to have a non-family member stay here.
I'm just a regular morning guest. Please let me stay.
Rick's funeral will be a family affair. Anyone who is not a member of the family, please leave. Oh, I think it's time for me to go, so if you'll excuse me.
Oh no! Please wait. Don't kick me out.
My mother really wanted to get us out. She didn't have a place to move to. She was making so much noise in front of the house, so Grandpa called the police and they took her away. I was glad it was quiet by the time of the funeral. She contacted me several times after the next day, but Grandpa blocked all of them, so I never heard from her again. After that, I heard she had a fight with her husband because she didn't get her inheritance. He stole all of Mom's money and took off. To be honest, I felt happy when I thought she would be unhappy. She went after him, and now I don't know her whereabouts. I just hope she won't cause us any more trouble. I wonder what my father thought was so good about her. Grandpa says she used to be a very beautiful woman. And my father, knowing her character, was concerned about her. Apparently, he made a new will every year on his birthday. Sometime after my father's funeral, the lawyer who was in charge of the case contacted me and found out about it. I felt that my father, who was a single parent, had really taken good care of us. And in the will, there was a note about Grandpa. It says Grandpa was a difficult man, but he cared about his son. He told us to contact him if we ever needed anything, and our lives took a big turn. It was a very loving environment. After the funeral, Heather and I continued to live in our original house under the guardianship of Grandpa and Grandma. We were both allowed to go to school as before. In addition, Grandpa hired a maid to take care of our housework every day, and we are living more comfortably than before. Both Heather and I have been able to spend our lives without any difficulties.
Hey, Rebecca. I have some news to share. Brace yourself. It's not pleasant.
Oh, Kate? What's going on? You sound serious. Is everything okay?
Your father, Drew, has passed away in a car accident.
Oh, what? That can't be true. My dad hates cars. He never drove. He wouldn't even take a cab.
Well, that's what happened, Rebecca. It was a freak accident, and he didn't make it. I'm sorry for your loss.
I can't believe this. Are you sure about the details? I mean, my dad never even owned a car.
Look, I'm just telling you what I've been informed. The authorities have confirmed it was a car accident. Maybe your dad borrowed someone's car or something. I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense. You worked for my dad for years, Kate. You know how much he hated cars.
I know, but I can't change the truth.
Really? I expected a bit more sympathy and understanding from you.
I'm simply relaying the information I receive. I can't change the circumstances. And to be honest, I'm not really one for emotion and sympathy. That's not how I operate.
Not how you operate? Hey, this is my father we're talking about. I would have appreciated if you had broken the news to me in person, rather than through a text message. You've known him for years too. How am I going to tell my mother? But where is he? I want to see him.
Look, I'm sorry if my approach seems cold, but it's my job to handle the practical matters. I will be the one sorting out your father's policies and other things now that he passed. You won't be able to see him. Shortly after the crash, the car caught on fire. But there is nothing left to see. He was identified by his business card and ID in his wallet.
Oh, what? Practical matters? Is that all you care about? My father is more than just policies and things. He's a person, and he means a lot to me and our family. The least you could have done is shown some compassion. I can't believe how nonchalant you are being about this. You have just told me there isn't anything left of him for us to see. But all you worried about are policies and procedures.
I have a job to do. I'll make sure everything is taken care of efficiently. I'm sorry if I'm not meeting your expectations, but I can't change the reality of the situation.
All I'm asking is for a little sensitivity and understanding during this difficult time. I thought you knew my father well enough to at least acknowledge the impact of his loss on his family.
I understand where you're coming from, Rebecca. If you need help with practical matters or have any questions, I'm here for you. Just let me know what you need.
Really? Is that it?
I'm not sure what else I could do at this time.
Fine, Kate. Just do what you need to do. But don't forget that behind all those policies and things, there are real people grieving. Hi, Kate. It's been months since my father passed away. And my mother and I still haven't received the payout from his policy. We really need that money to survive. Can you please give us an update?
Hi, Rebecca. There have been some complications with your father's policies. I've been working on resolving them, but it's taking longer than anticipated.
Complications? What kind of complications? We're struggling here. This money is crucial for us. We relied on my father as our sole provider, and we need the support his policy was supposed to provide.
There has been some administrative issues that needs to be sorted out.
It's been months, Kate. We can't wait any longer. We're barely making ends meet. And this payout was supposed to provide some stability for us. Please, I need more concrete answer.
Well, there has been a recent development. It turns out that your father was secretly in debt, and the money from his policy had to be used to pay off those debts. I'm sorry, but there is no payout coming your way.
Debt? That doesn't make any sense, Kate. My father was always responsible with his money. He managed our finances meticulously. I find it hard to believe that he would be in debt, let alone to the extent that it consumed his entire policy payout.
I know it's difficult to accept, Rebecca, but sometimes people can have hidden financial struggles. I only found out about it while going through your father's documents. I'm just as surprised as you are.
This is all starting to feel very suspicious, Kate. First, a questionable circumstance surrounding my father's death, and now the sudden revelation about his supposed debt? I can't help but wonder if there is more to the story than meets the eye.
I understand your concerns, Rebecca, but I assure you there is nothing more to it. Sometimes things happen, and they are beyond our control.
I feel like a lot of things have been out of your control recently, Kate, but I can't shake off this feeling of unease. I trusted you as my father's personal assistant, and now I question everything. I need some time to process this information and figure out what steps to take next.
I'm sorry you feel that way. It is also a problem for me as I will no longer be paid either. We are in the same boat.
We are not in the same boat. You can get another job. I can't get another father. Derek, there is one more thing I hadn't mentioned to you before. I hired you to investigate my father's missing policy money. But I never told you why, and I suddenly realized it may be a vital piece of information for you to know.
Hi, Rebecca. What is it?
I suspect that Kate, my father's personal assistant, has stolen the money from my family.
That's quite an important allegation. I'll redirect my investigation and see where it takes me. If you think of anything else that may be of use, no matter how insignificant you think it may be, it could help to getting to the truth.
Thanks, Derek. If I think of anything else, I'll be sure to let you know.
Great, and I'll get back to you as soon as I have new information. Rebecca, I've been working on the case, and I have some significant findings to share with you. I believe your suspicions are right. After conducting thorough investigations, it appears that Kate has indeed embezzled the money intended for you and your mother.
I knew it! I had this gut feeling that something wasn't right. How much evidence do you have against her? But what are her options now?
I've gathered substantial evidence, including financial records, transactions, and witnesses who can testify against Kate. With this evidence, we have a strong case against her for fraud. The next step is to decide how you want to proceed legally.
I want to sue her, Derek. She not only stole from us, but also deceived us with lies about the money.
I want justice for my family. Can we go after her for the full amount she stole?
Absolutely, Rebecca. We can pursue legal action to reclaim the full amount she stole from you. We'll need to gather additional evidence and build a solid case to ensure the best possible outcome. I'll work closely with you and keep you informed every step of the way.
Thank you, Derek. It's so much more than I expected.
I mean, I had a bad feeling about it, but I never really thought Kate could or would do something like this to my family. She has worked for my father for so many years. Thought she'd be more devoted to her family.
Some people are just different. Unfortunately, it seems like there's more to this case. Like, I've only just scratched the surface of what's really going on. I'll keep investigating and come back to you when I know more.
I appreciate your commitment, Derek.
After our chat yesterday, I did some more digging, and to say I opened a can of worms is an understatement.
What do you mean?
Well, to start with, your father isn't really dead.
What? Wait, what do you mean he's not dead?
He's alive and well.
I can't believe him. Are you sure it's him?
As sure as anything, undoubtedly.
How can this be? He told us he was in a freak accident. There was nothing to even identify him by. Just his ID and his wallet.
There was nothing to identify him by because he wasn't in the burning car in the first place. They just tossed an empty wallet with a business card and his ID in it near the car. By the time Kate got in the accident, the car was so burned that the first responders just assumed that whoever was in the car, there'd be nothing left to identify. So they just called in the tow truck and called it a day.
Why would he do something like this?
He must have been in on it too. She was the one who told me. No wonder she was so unsympathetic. She was lying through her teeth.
I guess it won't come as a shock to you then when I tell you that Kate was the one who suggested the idea to your father in the first place.
Are you kidding me?
I'm afraid not.
Don't understand why they would go through with such an evil and deceiving plan. I never thought there were problems in my parents' marriage. We were always such a happy family.
Well, that leads me to my next discovery.
Well, what more could there possibly be?
I found proof of an ongoing affair between Kate and your father, one that's been going on for years.
What? That's unbelievable. So not only did Kate steal from us, but she also conspired with my father to fake his death? How could they do this to me and my mother?
I understand how shocking and distressing this must be for you, Rebecca. It seems they orchestrated an elaborate plan to deceive you and your mother, ultimately stealing the policy money.
We can't let them get away with this, Derek.
They've not only betrayed our trust, but also put us through immense pain and suffering.
Please, gather all the evidence you can, and let's make sure they face the consequences of their action.
I'm fully committed to helping you seek justice, Rebecca. I'll continue collecting all the necessary evidence to build a strong case against both Kate and your father. We'll fight to get your family's money back and hold them accountable for their deceitful actions.
Thank you, Derek. I'm determined to uncover the truth and reclaim what is rightfully ours. We won't let them get away with this.
Hello, Father. It's your daughter,
Rebecca.
You know, the one who you tried to deceive with a fake death.
You must have the wrong number.
Don't you even bother, Dad. I already know it's you. I hired a private investigator when I got suspicious of Kate, and he has uncovered everything.
Rebecca, I can explain.
You better have one hell of an excuse, because I know about you stealing your policy money that was meant for me and my mother, and the affair.
It's true.
I know that already. What I want to know is why would you do this to us? To break up our family like this?
That's the thing. I never wanted to break up with our family, but I was under so much pressure with the things getting more serious. With my affair with Kate, I didn't know what to do. That's when she suggested that I fake my death. I thought it would save you and your mother the pain of the truth.
So you thought having us believe you were dead was a better pain to feel?
Well, no, but I had no choice. It was the easiest way to give myself the fresh start I needed.
That you needed? What about what we needed? All my life, you have supported us, forcing my mother not to work and to rather be a housewife. You can't get away so easily. You owe us.
What do you mean I owe you?
Never mind trying to fake your death to get away from us. You can't just get away with trying to steal your policy money and leave us with nothing.
Well, what exactly do you want?
I could quite easily sue you for damages.
But I didn't damage anything.
Emotional damages, Dad. But you don't have to worry. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, thank you.
Don't thank me yet. I want you to pay Mom and me maintenance.
Maintenance? For what?
I told you. You made us rely on you for almost 3 decades. It is only right that you continue what you started.
I'm sorry, Rebecca, but I won't be doing that. It's high time that you and your mother fend for yourselves for a change. I'm not going to be your anchor any longer.
That's not an option. You either pay us the maintenance we want, or I will spread the truth about your little secret and expose you by suing.
You wouldn't do that to me. I'm your father.
I never thought my father would fake his own death to get away from his family. Here we are.
What if I offered you a payout?
You're not going to get out of this, Dad. I told you what your options were. I'm not settling for a payout. That money will finish eventually. I want you to fulfill your lifetime commitment and take care of Mom and me.
I can't do that, Rebecca.
You can, and you will. You'll pay for everything you have done to us.
All right, fine. But you're to swear to not tell anyone else about what you know. As far as the world knows, Drew died in a fiery car accident.
Whatever, Dad. I can't believe how manipulative you are. Excuse me? Forcing Drew to pay to upkeep your and your mother's lifestyle. He was the one who created that lifestyle. And you are the one to talk. You are the one who manipulated him to faking his death in the first place. I never manipulated him. I just suggested the idea. He was the one to go through with it. And I can't blame him. When I told him I was pregnant, he obviously saw the opportunity to try again and build a better family. Oh, what? You're not pregnant? Derek would have told me if he found out that you were. Maybe not. But Drew doesn't know that. But it was just the hug that I needed for him to finally agree to leave your lazy mother and you behind and start afresh with me. Dear you, all these years we have seen you as part of our family, but all you are is a blackmailing witch. You're just using my father for his money, but you don't even truly love him.
You're smarter than I thought. But still not smart enough to have figured it out before everything has been done. If it wasn't for your pathetic private investigator, I doubt you would have figured it out at all.
I don't need this. Just leave me and my mother alone. You have already taken everything from us. What more do you want?
I want your father to stop contributing to you altogether.
Well, that's not going to happen. So just leave us be.
It will if I have anything to do with it. Just you wait and see.
Rebecca, honey, can we talk?
What do you want, Dad?
I want to apologize. I should have never done what I did. I never meant to hurt you or your mother. I was tricked.
I know the whole story. I know Kate told you that she was pregnant and you wanted to start a new life with her and your new child. But she lied to you. She isn't actually pregnant.
I know that now. I feel so stupid. I should have never taken what I had for granted.
What happened?
What do you mean?
Something must have happened for you to come hauling back to us.
Well, it's Kate. She found out that I agreed to keep paying money to you and your mother, and she was furious. She threatened to leave me if I didn't stop, but I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I knew you'd expose me if I stopped paying, but at the same time, I didn't want to lose Kate and our unborn child.
There is no child.
I know that now. I refused to stop the payments, but I told her I still wanted to build a new family with her. That's when she got angry and told me that there was no pregnancy. She was faking it to get me to leave you and your mother.
Well, don't you feel like the idiot now?
I do. I really do. And that's why I've come back, to apologize.
Apology not accepted.
Rebecca, please. Let's go back to the way things were. Let's be a family again.
It's too late for that, Dad. You're dead, remember? It's been months. We can't exactly resurrect you. And in any case, Mom and I want nothing to do with you anymore. You made your bed? Now lie in it. In the end, after my father tried to get my mother and me to take him back, we decided to sell his house and move into a smaller place. We used the money from that along with the money my father pays every month to pay Derek for his assistance in finding out the truth and still live comfortably. As for my dad, I have no idea where he is now, and frankly, I don't care. As long as he continues to pay the maintenance, continue to try and worm his way back into our lives, but my mother and I refuse. He caused too much pain and trauma. We believe that he doesn't deserve a second chance. I also never heard from Kate again. After she left my father, I believe she moved on to the next rich guy to try and blackmail and trick him into destroying his life for her.